here to the Kingston High School, and I'm privileged and honored as the principal, Adrian Manuel, to welcome all of you here today. I see some familiar faces. I know we have some distinguished guests. I know also we have media representation here, so welcome. Before we get started, I'd like to say a couple things about today's presentation, kind of as a context and pretext. One is that the location of this announcement couldn't come at a better location on our campus. This room that we're in actually represents a partnership that we have with the county that's been established over the last year. This room is actually our Parent Center, the KHS Parent Center. Tomorrow evening, we will have the grand opening of this Parent Center. Right now, the space is very cleared out because we made room for this announcement, but please understand that this is a space where we expect to have numerous agencies and organizations from the county and other groups come in to provide workshops and educational opportunities to our parents. This represents one of what's out there. I know the governor has called it community schools, where schools actively invite in organizations in the community in partnership for our students and our families. This space represents that, so I thought it was fitting to have this announcement be provided in this space. Also, this space is fitting because we are actually in the basement of the MJM building, which is also where our 9th grade Scholars Academy, which opened up this year, is located. So above us is that academy. One of the pillars of the academy, aside from rigorous academics, is that we make as many efforts as possible, even non-traditional efforts, to make sure that we are supporting the social and emotional needs of all students and addressing them throughout the whole school year, including the summer. So I think what better than to have an announcement about a support mechanism for our students for such an issue such as suicide prevention. It is a relevant issue. I can't watch any news program without seeing something about a student being bullied somewhere in the country and possibly contemplating suicide. I've even seen it with teenagers here at this high school who I'm very close to and I know. So I think it's a very fitting thing. And I'm also very glad that the county has embraced the technology and is using the technology that our students use, because oftentimes that's the best way to access young adolescents today, which is through their smartphones and through the applications that they have. So without any further ado, I'm pleased to welcome our county executive, Mr. Mike Hines.
Now again, thank you very much, Dr. Manuel, for hosting our event. I really appreciate that. We're also so pleased to be able to be joined by so many amazing people that are committed to making a difference in our community. I want to mention just a few. Again, Dr. Carol Smith, the Director of Public Health and Mental Health in Ulster County. We are truly blessed to have someone of her stature in our community. Superintendent Padalino, how you doing? Dr. Padalino, we are very lucky to have you here. It's not as big a room as the Chamber of Commerce, but we do the best we possibly can for you. So thank you very much for having us. Dr. Corey, again, I can't say thank you enough. What BOCES does in our community is remarkable, absolutely remarkable. And Dr. Cott, what you do for us as far as a community college, SUNY Ulster is a special place. I would remind people on a regular basis, we are so fortunate as a community. And oftentimes, we can take for granted just how special that place is. Well, it's special because somebody has been there for 30 years, making a difference day in and day out. And we're incredibly appreciative of that. Now, let me go through what I think is going to be a tiny little list. Evelyn Clark, the Director of the Ulster County Youth Bureau, is with us. Evelyn, where are you? She's here, so there. She's hiding. I didn't even see you. Michael Berg, from family of Woodstock. Michael, you're an inspiration to all of us, and we know that. And what family does is spectacular and is integral to what we're talking about here today. Cheryl Snyder from MathWorks, what you did here was build a little miracle, and we're very proud. Again, a local business right here in Ulster County. Vanessa Sheldman from LGBTQ. We have been partners as we move through the anti-bullying efforts and so many others. I will tell you this, we are really, really lucky again in our community. Ann Cardinell, the Director of the Office for the Aging. Maria Rice, the Superintendent of New Paltz Schools. My alma mater, by the way.
That's what we produce.
Listen, I've been very lucky. I got a great education. the members of SPEAK, the SPEAK Committee, the Suicide Prevention Committee. We are so fortunate again. Amy McCracken, the chair. Amy, thank you so much for what you do. Judy, and I will absolutely demolish this last name, so I will say that up front. Dagamaranian? Was that even close? It wasn't even close, was it? It wasn't even close. I'm really used to my name's got this and this. And it is, Lynn Martello, again, from our health department, doing a tremendous job. Arlene Plug, Patricia Gilkhurst, Rhonda Smith-Moore, Gerald Fix, and from the Mental Health Association of Ulster County, a group with whom, which, by the way, this would not have happened without. Martha Studing, Denise Rannigan. By the way, I will absolutely demolish names. Have you noticed that? Most of the people on my staff have seen me absolutely butcher names, and I am so sorry. Christopher Decker from the Kingston District, Kate Heidecker, Sue Carroll from the family of Woodstock, and Tim Keating from our Veteran Services. You can see this is an enormous undertaking by a lot of wonderful people. We're here at the brand new Parent Center at Kingston School, which is a collaborative effort between Ulster County, the Kingston School District, the Kingston High School Parents Association, and many different community providers, which will make available valuable resources to families and maximize the educational experience for their children. I am very happy to say that it's opening tomorrow. It's going to be remarkable. We are here today, though, to talk about an extremely serious subject. One that can be uncomfortable for some to discuss, but one that must be addressed because its effects are devastating to families and even entire communities. That subject is suicide. And we are here today to add a unique tool to the efforts to prevent suicides in Ulster County and hopefully make a difference in the life of an individual in their moment of greatest need. You see, once you have met a family who's been ripped apart by the tragedy of suicide, you can't help but take action. So today, after receiving final approval from Apple, we are here to launch Ulster County's Suicide Prevention and Awareness app for your smartphones, a tool for those in need and a tool for friends and family. This app is the result of a great deal of hard work by many individuals and the collaboration among wonderful groups, including Ulster County's Mental Health Department, the Suicide Prevention Education and Awareness Committee, and especially people like Ellen Pendergar of the Mental Health Associations of Ulster County, again Michael Berg, a family of Woodstock, just to name a few. I also want to thank Governor Cuomo for providing funding for the app development. I am so proud of my team for having the courage to tackle this serious subject and to bring forward an innovative tool in the process. Unfortunately, many people have been or know someone who has been affected by a suicide. In fact, in 2009, the number of deaths from suicide surpassed the number of deaths from car accidents in the United States. More people die from suicides than from homicides in our nation every year. Each year, 150,000 New York teens attempt suicide and 70 will die as a result. It is the third leading cause of death among young adults. But this is not an issue exclusive to our young people. Among United States veterans, suicides reached a record high in 2012, as the number of active duty personnel who took their own life surpassed the number of U.S. soldiers who died in combat last year. It's mind-boggling. And the suicide rate for adults in the United States has increased by more than 28% over the last 10 years. More than 30,000 people die from suicide each year across our nation. These statistics are sobering, but there is hope. Suicide is often preventable, and this new app helps empower people to make a difference, to recognize the warning signs, and to help bring assistance to those in need. Families and friends often see an individual in crisis and simply do not know what to do or where to turn for help. This app provides them with a valuable resource right at their fingertips. The app lists warning signs, things to say to someone who is at risk, and a list of available resources. It also can connect a person to emergency help with a simple touch of a button. Suicide is a tragedy that does not contain itself to any one group, which is why this app was designed to address multiple at-risk areas: teens and young adults, veterans, and adults at large. One of the great strengths of this app is its simplicity, and I would like to take you through a brief demonstration. No 60-inch TV here? What's going
You
on?
can feel free to leave that, it's fine. We'll take good care of it.
Let's take a look. I'm going to go to the teens and young adults. I'm going to show you some of the videos that are embedded in this as well.
Hi, I'm Julia, and I'm here because my friend was in trouble, and I didn't think there was anything I could do to help her. I love her, but she was never one of those people who fit in, and maybe it was because she looked different, or she listened to different music than other people, or liked being by herself. I don't know. But a lot of people were really mean to her, and last week she texted me and she told me she didn't want to be here anymore. Well, I was worried, so I talked to her, and I told her what a great person she is, and I convinced her to get help. Yesterday, she told me she's seeing a counselor and she's feeling a lot better. And, I'm glad I spoke up, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on her to make sure she knows that I care. And, the funny thing is, no one has to look like they're in trouble, and there's not just one type of person who can feel bad. It happens to all of us. But just remember, whenever life isn't going the way you want it to, there are friends, and there is help.
This is a Ulster County teenager who simply wanted to try to make a difference. How special is that? By the way, it's easy. I'm just inept at this kind of stuff. You need a kid. That's not fun.
Hi, I'm Wally Sassy, and I was an Army Staff Sergeant who served in combat in the Middle East. Forward deployments can cause serious problems when we return to civilian life, sometimes from the combat itself, and also from everyday life pressures. Some of these problems may seem overwhelming: relationships, stress, employment, money, and excessive drug and alcohol use, just to name a few. You are not alone, and help is only a phone call away. If you're hurting or know someone who is, don't wait. Get the help you need now. There's lots of good information in this app, and you can press the help button right now to be connected to a veteran-specific hotline. There are people who understand what you went through in combat and what you are going through now. Remember, no matter how bad it gets, we've got your back, and we never leave a good man or woman behind.
Getting older has some good points. Sometimes it can be difficult. A lot of my friends are struggling with health and relationship issues, and financial ones too. If you or someone you know is having a hard time dealing with changing circumstances, try to tough it out on your own. There's help. This app has a lot of good information about the positive things you can do to stay physically and mentally healthy, and great resources and contacts that you can use to get back on track when life isn't going your way. Remember, you made it this far for a reason, and the lives you've touched are better because of you. Don't give up, and don't let yourself or your friends go it alone. Get the help you need now.
And just so you know, the way this is the home screen, the way it sets up, one of my favorite pieces about this is the ability to be able to talk about warning signs, which you'll see listed right over here on this poster. It walks people through all the kind of things. I think of this as the lunch table app, to be able to say to someone, is my friend, is anyone, are they meeting any of these criteria? You talk about someone who's talking about suicide, say, risk level is more serious, it automatically pops up at any point, by the way. Let's see, that's the HMI cable, HDMI, right? That's what we're telling you guys? Okay, Vin, there you go. Sorry. So what happens in this situation? You immediately can talk about, when this comes up, what action should I take? What am I supposed to do? If I see this and I recognize this problem, in the past, it was, I don't know. And I don't know has been replaced with immediately, these are the actions you should take in a more serious situation so you can act and make a difference right here, right now, for that individual to avoid a tragedy. It's remarkable the effort that's gone into this by the mental health professionals and so many others. It also talks about simply what to say. So what to do, what to say, right at your fingertips for anybody. You can go to help at the national level, or the best part about it is this goes right to, there's also local help on any one of the screens. You'll see this number, Family of Woodstock's Suicide Prevention Hotline. You can get to anybody 24 hours a day. If you have a concern, you can get help. If you have a question, you can get help. They do remarkable work, and we are fortunate as a community. This is what this app is all about, making a difference in the life of our young people. It's about telling people that you do have the power, you can be proactive, and you can be prepared, and this tool helps do all of those things. As you saw, this app has local resources available, and it's the first app of its kind created by any county in the state of New York. We can talk about suicide statistics and rates, but the fact of the matter is that even one is too many. And though this is no panacea, it is a valuable tool. So I urge everyone to download this free app and pass it along to friends and families. We are making posters available to all of the schools, which will have a scannable QR code that will take the user directly to the app for a download. I think I even have a copy of it. They'll look just like this. We've had some initially just produced. We're going to have a whole series of these made available. We'll be working with, again, it's the schools, it's the community colleges, it's BOCES, it's veterans organizations, it's mental health professionals, our entire community, to make sure that this information is out there. Props too, this is as good as it gets. Okay. I want to remind everybody, it's free. It's free, but the difference you can make is going to be invaluable. In addition, as the president of the County Executives Association for the state of New York, I will be offering our technical assistance to the National Association of Counties and the New York State Association of Counties to make sure that what Ulster County has done is available to any county or municipality who wants to address the tragedy of suicide and increase awareness and prevention. We're going to make a difference and make Ulster County a model around the state of New York and hopefully around the United States of America. The app is available now on the iPhone, and the Android version is expected shortly. With our Healthy Ulster initiative, in addition to our traditional public health efforts, by focusing on anti-bullying efforts and the destigmatizing of mental health issues, we are transforming our public health efforts into becoming one of the healthiest counties in the state of New York and really reaching that goal. I am so proud to have such an amazing Commissioner of Health and Mental Health and Dr. Smith to help in this process. We're all lucky to have her in our community, and I am so glad to be able to introduce to you Dr. Carol Smith.
I would like to add that I think we're very lucky to have you, County Executive Michael Hyde. I want to thank you for your leadership in this project, and I want to thank you for your steadfast commitment to improving the health of the people of this county.
Thank you.
I also would like to add my thanks to the Mental Health Association and to the members of the Suicide Prevention and Education Committee that has worked so hard on this project. The SPEAK committee is a dedicated group of individuals or professionals who have worked as offering resources to the people of this county for many years. And your work is truly something that we are very proud of and that we appreciate greatly. I would also like to thank our school superintendent, Dr. Paul Padalino, our Kingston High School principal, Dr. Adrian Manuel, for his very innovative thinking and for helping us to roll out this important project in this very, very special Parent Resource Center room. So thank you for that. Suicide in Ulster County is a challenge, as it is everywhere. Unfortunately, every year, almost 22 people per year die in Ulster County from suicide. This app does not guarantee that we can avert every tragedy, but it is a very user-friendly and very cutting-edge tool that teens, veterans, and adults of any age can use to potentially save the life of a friend or family member. And I personally cannot think of an accomplishment that is any better than this one. We are truly very proud of it, and we thank everyone who's been involved in this project. So thank you.
To do this, you need partners. And that's the reality of this. When I look around the room, what I see is partners. People who have worked with county operations to simply make it a better community. Whether it be on something like this or the Strive project. We've had a real partner in Dr. Padalino, bringing wonderful thought process as an educator to our community. And so with that, I'd like to introduce Dr. Padalino.
I think the county executive said the word that I was going to use in partners. And we don't go anywhere alone anymore. We have to consolidate our resources and work together to make a difference in our community. The room you're standing in is a partnership. The Strive program that we're working on to help educate the people in the city of Kingston and our county is a partnership. And the development of this app has been a partnership. And I think it's very appropriate, as Dr. Manuel said, that this not only is it easy to use, but it's in the students' language, the language of technology, and it's easy for them to find their way to help when they need it. Suicide is a serious problem, not only in our county, but in the United States, and we worry about our children, we worry about our students. We know, we read the stories, we see the newspapers. So this is a great resource. It's be informed, be proactive, and be prepared. And this app allows our students to have access to that and be informed and be prepared. So I thank you for this, and I appreciate our partnership.
Thank you so much, Doc. I appreciate it. Making sure this app moves through the entire community, the entire Ulster County specifically, you need partners that can actually work across the entire area. A place that is geographically the size of Rhode Island. I think Dr. Corey understands what that's all about. So with that, the president of BOCES, Dr. Corey, please.
Thank you.
I'd like to congratulate the county executive for his vision to see a need and then take the steps and marshal the forces of the resources of the county to address the need. About 52 years ago, President Kennedy, when faced with a little bit of a different crisis, talked about, things that unite us. And he said, we all, I'm going to paraphrase, we all live on the earth, we all breathe the same air, and we all care about our children. And he was speaking, I believe, to Nikita Khrushchev during a crisis in the Cold War. And there's no more unifying fact that we all care deeply about our children. It crosses all borders, it crosses all socioeconomic groups. We all care about the future of our children. Adolescent suicide is a terrible, any suicide is terrible, but adolescent suicide hits particularly hard. And this app in the language of children will go a long way to taking a step that kids know that they're not alone, that there are people out there that will help them, and that they can easily access those resources. So I'd like to congratulate the county executive and his team for the foresight, the vision, and to see a project through to completion. This is going to be a great resource for the county. Thank you.
Again, we're so fortunate in Ulster County to have the kind of community college, had the kind of educators who've really committed a lifetime to make a difference for young people. And so, again, Dr. Cott from the community college, please join me.
I have to share with you that suicide is the second leading cause of death of college-age students in the country today, only behind accidents, and I'm told that many of those accidents are mental health-related issues as well. We have been using University Line, I believe it's called Uline, on our portal for our students to access who to call in times of need. And the student would have to go onto the internet, go to our website, click a few times, and maybe after the fifth click, get to a number. I have already loaded this app on my own phone, and with just 2 kicks of your finger, you're receiving a number where you can call. And I just have to thank family, the Office of Health and Mental Health, and the Mental Health Association for making this possible. I have to agree with Chuck too. The vision of our county executive, it's not just a slogan in his mind. We want to be the healthiest county in New York State, and really innovations like this are moving us ahead to reach that goal. I have to commend the county executive for his leadership in this program. It's just amazing, and again, thank you so many to all of you to helping our students in time of need. Thank you very much.
We talk about partners, but this is always comes down to not just the people that are before you, but people behind the scenes. Mental health associates have done a wonderful job. Martha, please join me. This is one of those things that we could not have done it without. Please.
Thank you very much. And really, I'm standing in for Ellen Pendegar, who is the CEO of Mental Health Association. And the irony is, she and Tamara Cooper from Family of Woodstock are actually out in the community right now doing education prevention around the whole topic of suicide. But I remember when Ellen first became involved in this whole arena, and I remember how difficult it was for us to even say the word suicide to other people. I mean, we were afraid, gee, if we say that word, is that going to somehow encourage people to commit suicide or to attempt suicide? Well, from that point, and it has to be, Amy, I don't know, 5 or 6 or even longer, many years ago back, from that point to this point, thanks to all of the different county agencies and the not-for-profits, we've really come a far way. And I know Ellen would hope to be here. She couldn't be here because she's out working, but thank you very much, everyone, for all the cooperation.
And so, again, I can't say thank you enough to all the partners who made this possible, all the people who really helped shape Ulster County into what I believe it is. I always say it's the finest place anywhere to live, work, and raise a family. It's because of people like the people in this room trying to make a difference. Not just tackling the easy stuff or the politically popular stuff, but taking on the controversial and the difficult and the challenging and trying to make a better community. It's thoughtful people, day in and day out, doing an incredible job, and I feel very lucky to be the county executive in that kind of a place. And so with that, I'd like to open it up to any questions you may have.
Tell us how it works a little bit. I mean, you showed us some screenshots.
Sure.
Let's say someone's, standing on the Mid-Hudson Bridge and thinking about jumping off.
I would say nothing replaces 911.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing replaces immediate action through 911. Okay? But what we're talking about in this kind of a situation is what happens in a situation where a friend is just simply behaving differently. They've been very depressed. There's maybe some talk of suicide. There's some other issues. What does that mean? so often in the past, like Dr. Cott was talking about, there was a path that you had to follow. Or someone's asking of themselves, you know? What does this mean to me? I'm thinking about this, that. It gives the ability to very quickly be able to go into something like this and talk about these warning signs. And then from there, immediately launch into what are these actions I'm supposed to take. It's really very, very easy. I encourage, if you don't have this on your phone, get it. If it's an Android phone, I'll get it to you. We're going to get this, okay? It's going to be out there, easily available, so that people will be able to know precisely what, and this is a good example. It tells you, I didn't choose one of the risks. Withdrawn from others. It's serious. What does that mean? Here's some of the things to be able to look at. It is very, very easy. It's not easy to plug this thing in. But it is really easy on this phone.
Does it connect you to a hotline?
It does. You can go directly to Family of Woodstock Suicide Prevention Hotline, and again, what they have done is nothing short of miraculous. We've had a bunch of folks talk, but again, what I really want to do is take a moment and say thank you, because when I look around the room, it's the people who have made this possible. Yes, this is the first county in the state of New York that's done this. It's because of the people in this room that's made that possible. What it really comes down to, if we can make a difference and save somebody's life and change the path that they're on, I would say it's pebble in a pond stuff. We don't know what they're going to do and the difference they're going to make in lives and upon lives upon lives. For that, there's no price, there's no way to say thank you. You're all remarkable people, and thank you so much for coming.
See you gentlemen again. You too. Thank you for coming over. Good seeing you.